Hi, I'm Hyunwoo from TalkToMeInKorean.com. As you know, one of the first things associated with the name South Korea seems to be MERS these days. A lot of people are concerned about the MERS situation either because they are here in South Korea or because they know people who are here. So the first Korean person who got infected with MERS is a 68-year-old man who came back to Korea on the 4th of May 2015, this year, from Bahrain, where he stayed for about a month. And after his return to Korea, he showed symptoms like fever and coughing and was diagnosed with MERS on the 20th of May 2015. And before he was diagnosed with MERS, he stayed at a hospital in Pyeongtaek, a city near Seoul, for 3 days. And during his stay there, other people got infected. And after that, people who have also shared or visited the same hospital room or emergency room as him have been infected too. As of today, June 12th, the number of infectees has reached 124, and out of all the infected people, 8.7% have died. It is definitely a very bad situation and cannot be taken lightly. We really hope there won't be any more people dying from the virus and that the virus stops spreading very soon. So how are people here in Korea reacting, and how is South Korea dealing with it as a country? Well, there are a lot of different opinions about this situation. Some people say that they're very worried and others say that they're not worried at all. Our friends at the YouTube channel 밥 먹자 made a video about what Korean people think about the MERS situation. I recommend that you check it out. I'll link it in the description box below. So, do I see people taking precautions and wearing masks? Yes, a lot. I take the subway almost every day, and I think out of every 10 people, about 2 or 3 people are wearing a mask. Many people are canceling their ticket reservations for big-scale concerts and event organizers themselves are also canceling events and refunding people. Many schools and daycare centers are closed, and you can definitely see that there are far fewer people than usual in usually crowded areas. For example, I went to a department store in Sinchon the other day and went to the children's clothing department, and my wife and I were literally the only customers on the entire floor. I took a picture. And I also went to get a haircut at a hair shop that's pretty big and usually quite busy, and when I went last week, there was like one other customer there besides me. There are many articles online that are shared by many people about how to prevent being infected with MERS and how to have a stronger immune system or how to build a stronger immune system. So people are definitely very concerned about it. There are, however, also a lot of people who are negatively affected by the situation regardless of whether they are worried about MERS or not. Many people who work in the entertainment industry see a lot of events being cancelled, so they have less work and income, and there are 2,788 schools and kindergartens that are closed as of today, as well as a lot of other daycare centers. So people who have to look after their young children are forced to use up all of their vacation time, and the number of people who have been put in isolation because they have some possibility of infection are now at 2,892, and while being quarantined, most of them can't do any work and most of them are not guaranteed any sort of financial support. But that doesn't mean that everybody's too scared to even leave the house. The majority of people are still going to work every day and going about with their daily activities. And I still see a ton of people using public transport. Most people are still living the same lifestyle and just paying a lot of attention to whether there are reported cases of MERS spreading in the community, because so far, all of the infections have been linked to hospitals. The South Korean government has now shared information about which hospitals have MERS patients so that people can avoid going to those places, but that was 18 days after the first patient was diagnosed. So a lot of people have been showing their frustration about the lack of publicly shared information about the situation. The first Korean person who got infected with MERS, who is fully cured now, has also been criticized for not sharing some crucial information, such as the fact that he has not only visited Bahrain, but also came through Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates and Qatar, and just mentioned Bahrain, where no one had been infected with MERS. And also recently, more than 700 students from 41 schools had medical checkups at hospitals that had MERS patients. Fortunately, none of those students got infected because they didn't use the same building as the patients, but there has been a lot of frustration about how the schools were not even notified of the fact prior to bringing hundreds of students to a possibly dangerous place. So if necessary and correct information about MERS and where the infected patients were had been shared much earlier on, the situation might have been much better by now. And those who died might still be alive today, right? I really hope that there are no more deaths resulting from MERS and that the virus stops spreading and affecting even more people. So that's what's going on. What do you think about the situation, everybody? Please leave your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you next time. 감사합니다.